Well, hello all you warning and sculpture enthusiasts. So please don't click ahead before you give me about a minute to explain what I'm trying to do with this video. I know there are pretty pictures coming ahead, but if you could just give me 1 minute, I'd appreciate it. What I'm trying to do with this is a prototype sculpture. It's kind of a first draft. The final sculpture is what I want to talk to you about, because what I would like from all of you is suggestions, critiques, and things like that that help me refine the final sculpture. This is kind of a rough draft that I've rushed through to get it done in time for Rockville. So there are many things that I don't like about it that will be fixed in the final product, and I will also be showing you the level that I expect it to get to, showing you the things I like, the things I don't like, and then asking for you to put in the comments things that you would either like to see, things that you like and don't like about it, and things like that, like the base and all that. I made just really quickly in like an hour, just to have something to put it on for when I hopefully got to go meet with the warning. Now I will get real quickly here. I was trying to meet with the warning when they were down in Daytona, but didn't manage to work it out to go ahead and show them this and get through what I was hoping to do with partnering with them. I was never able to do that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and try to, I was going to wait to meet with them to do a finished product because I thought they may have notes. And then hopefully we could work it through them. But since that didn't work out, I am going to just do it anyway, send them part of the money, and I mean a good part of the money. If they don't just tell me I can't go ahead and sell these, and that's the next thing I want to find out from you guys. If anybody would be interested when these are done, it will basically be a 3rd scale premium format. When I'm finished, I'm going to be putting up pictures of the level I expect it to get to. Remember that I learned to sculpt to do this, and it's my first one, and honestly, for it being just the rough draft, I'm really pretty damn happy with it. The final one, I think, is going to surprise you guys. So the price point on this is going to be fairly competitive with other sculptures this size. It's probably a little lower, but it's still expensive. So, but I was also factoring in money for the warning, because I don't want to do this and be like, oh, I'm going to make a bunch of money off of their name. I want to make money for them as well. And all I would be making is the money that it takes for the time for me to do this, you know, basically, and the materials, because the materials are expensive to make these. Resin is really expensive when you're making something this big too. But the time, right now I have about 1,800 to 2,000 hours into this because of learning, messing up, doing all that. I have money-wise about $2,000 in it already, because every time you pour a mold and it didn't work or it came out wrong, you have to, and the resin, then you have to pour a new mold, make a new one, you know, and it's constant. What you see in front of you here is when you do a mold, you inevitably mess up what you've been molding when you pull it out. You know, the clay tends to get messed up. I was also doing it in pieces, which I will not be doing as much in pieces when I do the final one. So this will be one piece, and then her arms will be one piece each, you know, because before I was doing this section and this section. This will now be the entire arm on each side will be one piece, and then there will be a join right there at the, you know, opening for the shoulders. But everything below that is going to be one piece, and the shoes I might do as a separate piece. I will be showing you all that. The head will be a separate piece down to the neck, and I'm thinking of doing two different expressions. The expression that's on it now, this side of the mouth is not right. It throws off her whole face. You can't tell that when you are doing it in clay as much, not until you actually get it painted. But by that point, I was getting close to time, and honestly, I had so much money in it already just doing something on spec that I really couldn't afford to just keep making a new mold, pour a new one, fix it after I pull it out, because like right now the nose is a little messed up. So I've got all these things to fix when I put all this back together. And I didn't have the base done when, and it's still not done, but it's far enough along that you can see what I'm doing with it. I'm trying to talk fast because I want to keep this under 10 minutes. What I'm doing here is real guitar strings. I'll show you the base separately in just a few minutes. So anyway, remember, prototype, not finished product yet, but I'm determined to make it a finished product because I'm really happy with how it's come out so far. Hopefully all of you agree. But the main thing I need from you is, after I tell you the things I like and don't like, tell me the things you like and don't like, put them in the comments, and tell me if it's something that you would even be interested in. Price point is probably going to be around $600, $650, somewhere in there. But it is a third scale, and some of these things sell for $900 to, $2,400. They're extremely expensive. I'm hoping that when I get this to the finish point that I will still be able to partner up with the Warning, but with them on tour and everything, kind of hard to work things out. The amount that will go to the Warning is basically everything over what I put in for time and materials. But I wanted to work all that in because this couldn't happen without them existing. So, but if you add up, I was hoping to do about a 75 to 100 run. I may not have that much interest, and I'm going to be doing all three girls. If you add all that up, it would bring them in a pretty good amount of money to be able to put towards their tour costs and things like that, and just open up another stream. So hopefully that will happen, but I'm sending them money either way. There are lots of people selling fake stuff out there for them. Outside their shows, there's fake merchandise all over the place. And those people aren't giving them anything from it. And, there's not much they can do to shut that down. But I figure, at least, you all know I'm a huge Warning fan and that I've been supporting them for a long time. I'm on their Patreon. So I will basically just, whenever any of these sell, send them a check. It seems fair to me. It'll probably be around 150 to 200 of it will go straight to the Warning on each piece, is my plan. And you add that up over 50 to 100 run of each of the girls, you're talking significant money for them. And then it also allows me to do what I love, because then I can do this as my living. This and my reaction videos, my covers, all that stuff. My channel will become my job. There is a super thanks down below that allows you to donate if you'd like, because right now I don't have a Patreon. I plan on working towards that soon, but it's hard to come up with a way that, because if you do any perks as an artist and you say, well, if you join my Patreon then you get a drawing every month, or or whatever, then you end up eating up time just trying to fulfill Patreon requests, and you can't do the things that you love doing. Now, I do like doing all those things, but still, it has to be the right ratio. All right, let's get to what I like and what I don't like. So now I'll probably be doing some of this with insets of the videos that I shot yesterday. So, but what I don't like initially is I want her in a lower crouch, because she really gets down low when she does this. It was my intention originally, but I really had to rush through getting the bottom part done and didn't get her down in a crouch as low as I wanted, which would also bring her body forward some. So that will be one thing. I'm going to look up at my monitor so I can see what I'm looking at. All right. Now in the back, there's a warp right here. And that came from when I poured the resin. Now it took a lot of resin to do these legs. So when I poured this resin, there was a warp in the mold from me moving it. I had some issues. I didn't fix that because I would have had to order another thing of resin just to do that. But I want to fix the crouch. Also want to get the shape back here a little bit better. Kind of overall, there's little things like that all over the place, of like the arm being a little too long or thick in places. All of those things will be fixed in the final product. The other thing that I don't like is where the base sits. I wanted this arm further out here to allow the base to come over some. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the base off here. I didn't account for the strings when I did the hand. Alright. And this is another thing. The base strap that's on here is just something I cut for this, prototype. It will end up sitting up under the hair here. But once again, these are things I fix for the final product. Okay, as far as things I like, I need to smooth her fingers a little bit, but I like the hands, the gloves, the paint job. I need to make these little ringlets on here just a little bit cleaner. A lot of this will just be cleaner. The pattern on the lace will be just slightly cleaner. I'll show you that. But there will also be the strings that come off of here, because these lace up. The strings I'm going to make out of a metal, like a black metal, to simulate the ribbon and the tie that would come down, but I don't want it to just hang down. I want it to be able to look like it has movement to it, not just hang straight and do little skinny ribbon. So it'll be metal that I can then form to have movement to it, because I also want her hair. Now, as much as I like the way the hair came out, I haven't painted anything beyond just a base coat. That's one of the other things. The paint job on this is a really quick paint job. It will not be a quick paint job on the final product. Everything will be highlighted. It'll be a much more finished paint job. The skin tones will be much better, because right now they're kind of yellowy, a little light. I want to get her skin a little more pigment to it. Now for first paint job, I think pretty good. There are some dings where I've dropped parts. Getting it glued together was a pain because I didn't do the inserts and where they join that good. Well, but I had some issues with that, and it caused me to drop some parts. Lots of things where these things didn't end up as smooth as I would like. The lines in the shirt are not as straight as I would like, so I'll be doing those differently. Something that I like the way the shoes came out. I'll do an insert of the shoes close up but I really like the way the shoes came out. The laces ended up not doing as well in the mold, but like I said, I can't do just mold after mold after mold until I'm doing the finished one, and then it will be precise and made differently. These were down and dirty, just get to it. The base, I like the idea of the base. Let me lean it forward so you can kind of see what I was doing. It's basically the warning symbol. Alright. And I thought, because Allie's nickname for a lot of the fans is Thunder, you know, I thought it'd be cool to have the floor or concrete under her feet breaking apart, as if the, you know, vibration of the base is just shattering the ground underneath her. Now this is just painted wood. It would end up being resin and look more like stone that has 3D qualities to it, and raised and cracks and everything, and painted really well, and then have separate little pieces that come away like on their actual logo. Like these are rounded corners because, like I said, I did this in like an hour and a half or so. But these would be sharper and more like that. If you have a different idea for the base, please let me know, because this was just what I thought was a cool idea. If you have any other idea, please let me know. And like I say, any of these things that I'm saying, if you don't agree and you think, I don't really like that, please tell me. Not going to hurt my feelings. Okay, this arm actually needs to be out a little bit further because of the way the base fits in there. This arm, of course, would come out to about here, because I want the base to not be so straight up on her. I want it to come out and be able to lay across this leg. Her legs will be slightly different position. This is what I was wanting to partner up with them on, was that I was hoping that I could get better reference photos from them in the outfits that are for the sculptures, so that I would be able to see how it's supposed to look from different angles. And then they could also give me exactly what they would want it to look like in the end. So that's still a possibility. If they get in touch with me after this video and say, that's a good idea, we don't mind doing that, I would be thrilled. Because it would really help my cause. Because I'm hoping to get a finished one within the next couple months. Before, I had so much going on, it delayed me incredibly. But I got so much done in 2 weeks that I think in 2 months I could get to a finished product. And then, of course, I have to make everyone after that, because I'm doing all this myself. Everyone has to be poured, you know, the resin poured into the mold after the molds are made, and then hand painted. And oh, that's the other thing. On the painting, the painting will be done with a lot of airbrushing. This is no airbrushing. This is just me painting. So it'll be a ton of airbrushing for all the base stuff, and then there may be some actual painting on top of that, because you got to do dusting and, you know, things to make that better. Like the gloves, you can't just, I can airbrush the undercoat, but then you need to brush lightly over it to get the lace over the skin and the skin show through. All right. Face-wise, actually, face-wise was not bad. If you cover up her mouth, because the mouth is what throws off the entire face. This side of the mouth wasn't bad. I'm going for her kind of wry, joyous smile thing that she does on stage all the time now, because she does it all the time when she's looking out and she just gives that smile like she's really enjoying playing. That's one of the looks I was thinking. I could either do that or more of a smirky smile. But then I was thinking of also doing a face that is just, you know, more her serious face, lips closed, you know, all of that, and a little more intense stare kind of thing. But I'm not sure. I'll put in pictures of some of the ideas in this section to show you some of what I'm thinking as far as that kind of look goes. So I may be doing two separate heads or faces. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, if I'm going to make the hair separately or if I can. But I may do two separate heads for this one serious and one smiling. Don't know yet. It's an idea. Let me know what you all think. Let's see, what else is there? The hair is very basic at the moment, but like I said, I love the way it turned out, but I want to get more movement in it. There'll be a little more coming out this way. There'll be strands that are separate that I end up putting in that you can't do as part of the major sculpt, or I may be able to, but I need to account for all of that because I want this statue to have movement to it. But overall, I really do like the hair. I was surprised how good it came out. There's the back of it so that you can kind of see it. So, like I say, just the overall shape, I think this needs to come up some. It's weird. When she crouches, this pretty much always stays straight. And then it bends down in here. Well, I got that too straight because I was going off an old pose that she doesn't do as much anymore. So I want to do what she did on the Error and Mayday tour, because that's what I'm trying to commemorate here, is the Error and Mayday tour. That it captures that tour in these sculptures. And then as they evolve, maybe others get done. Who knows? But those are the general ideas. You'll be able to see all of the zoom ins on this video and take a look and tell me what you like. I mean, I've been going for major detail on this, like on the shoes. You've got the yellow stitching along here. You got the ridges in the sole. All of the stitching down around here. It is going to be a highly detailed statue when it is done, and very smooth. You're not going to have all these little rough places. It will be a finished, smooth, hopefully beautiful statue. Okay, as far as the base goes, there we go. I'll just put her there. As far as the base goes, the pickups on this, all of this is molded in one piece. That is not going to be the case on the final one. The knobs, the pickups, and the saddle here are all going to be done separately, so that they'll attach on after I do the paint job over the entire thing. One thing it'll do is give me nice clean lines that just, you know, I'll be able to do the paint job without having to paint around them. And then it'll give me very clean lines on these, very sharp, because with clay you tend to get softer edges. Well, I'll be fixing that. The strings will then inset in here, because right now I just drilled through the back because, once again, doing stuff in a hurry. I drilled through the back and did these across where the little knob is at the end of the string. It actually usually sits in the end of this saddle. That is going to be the case. I'm going to make this saddle to where the strings will inset and then sit over just like they do. And then the headstock, like right now on this, I've got hot melt glue holding strings in places just to keep them straight for this particular video, basically. And then I just drilled holes and tied them off in the back to try and get them straight. That will, of course, not be the case in the final product. There will be individual tuners. They won't be individual working tuners, but they will be to where I can tighten the strings up, and the strings will actually sit in there like they would on a normal bass. Now, they may have to go down inside to lock it in. I haven't decided yet, but these will also be, you know, it'll have all the headstock will be right. The shape of the base, the size of the base is about right. the strap will be made to match her strap she uses all the time and have the same kind of look to it. So that'll be done. Okay, now the base, I'm thinking it looks pretty good right now. And this is just a quick job. Let me see if, I don't know if you can, there we go. This was just doing it really quick, so it's not as smooth a finish as it will be. But I'm thinking of selling the base separately and making like a little base stand for it. And that way, if someone couldn't afford the whole sculpture and everything, maybe they could afford just Allie's base. And it would sit nicely on a desk or something. I think it would be really pretty. And with its own little built mic stand, or a guitar stand, I figure I may be able to do these for about 100, maybe 120, somewhere in there. You all let me know what you think would be fair, because it takes a while to do this paint job, all the different things, get it all put together. It takes a while. This paint job is not finished. I mean, this is close, but I am getting the knots in here and everything to match her finish. And then this was just spraying varnish on it like 3 times. The other one will be spray varnish, sand it down, spray varnish, sand it down. It will be a like 3 or 4 coat process, but it'll be easier to do when I don't have all these on here. So that's where I stand. Hopefully you all watch this and you can tell me anything that you like or don't like about it. If you think I'm being ridiculous, if you think it sounds amazing, you know. Hopefully you find it as cool as I do, because I am really enjoying doing these. And I hope that I can continue to do them, because I would love to see how Danny's turns out. I would really like to see what Pal's turns out like, because I have to figure out, I'm not going to make an entire drum set, you know. So I have some ideas of how to approach Pal's, but she'll probably be the last one I do, just because it's going to be the most difficult. But other than that, remember, prototype, face not right. Let me know your thoughts. Okay? I will be reading and responding to your comments, and there will be some people that suggest things I may not use, and if that's the case, it's just a decision on my part, artistically or practically. So anyway, I hope you stuck around. I hope you did that. If you can, please leave a like, subscribe. I really could use that to help me get to where this is what I do. And I have 3 cover videos in the works right now for them, you know, of warning songs. Still doing reactions, other ideas. I've got lots that I'll be doing. But if you could do a super thanks, if you can donate, that would be helpful. Not required by any means. I'll try and see what I can set up. If any of you have suggestions on that, please let me know. If you think I should start a Patreon, let me know. I am looking for your all's help on how to go ahead with all of this and what would work best for the people that want to help support the channel. All right? So thank you for listening, and I will talk to you next time when I am to a finished point on this. Or I may make a video and go through some of the comments you all say. Just a little short video to go through some of the suggestions. That might be interesting. I will see you next time, whenever that is. All right?